A week ago, if you were to ask me whether I think that things like rape, murder and slavery are objectively wrong, I would say yeah, I do think that those things are objectively wrong, and I would also say that I think that most people can agree on this. Now, a week later, I need to say that I have changed my mind. Not about those things being objectively wrong, but about most people agreeing on it. Because it seems that most people wouldn't agree on it. They would say that morals are subjective and there's nothing objective to be said about them. Now, I disagree with this, but first I need to make an apology in advance because I'm only like a week into this argument and it's been going on for years and more, I guess. So if I strawman someone or someone's positions, then do not hold it against me, but still I need to make a video because I'm staying up until like 5 or 6 a.m. watching more relativism videos and reading about it, so I really do need to make a video. It's probably going to be a crappy one, but then who the fuck cares? Anyway, I think that when choosing between two actions, for example, throwing a rock into a lake or drowning a man into the same lake, I think there's an objective difference between those two actions. Or for example, taking a rock and putting it on a train tracks, or taking a man's head and putting it on the train tracks and watching him die. I think that when in choosing between those two, there is more to it than like choosing your favorite color or your favorite meal or anything like that. Or I could, for example, take the Nazis, and I would say that they were objectively in the wrong. And I guess the counter-argument is, well, that's your subjective thinking, that's your upbringing talking, like they didn't see themselves as evil, so we cannot say that they were objectively wrong. Now, I guess, yeah, we can be both subjective and objective about pretty much anything, but saying that there's nothing objective to be said about morals just seems false to me. And if you say, well, it's human perspective that such things are wrong, well, yeah, but what other perspectives are there? Like none. And haven't we shown that our minds can work? Like, haven't we shown that we can reach certain truths about like the universe, nature, laws of physics, and so on? So I would argue that when we put our minds to it, our brains are working, and they're working rather fine, I guess. So if I were to go back to the Nazis, how would I put them objectively in the wrong? Well, by the consequences of their actions, of course. The suffering that was inflicted on people is unapologetical. It's boundless carnage. It makes no sense, and there was no reason for it happening. So I would also add that suffering is real. It's out there. It happens, and it's bad. It's a negative. It should be avoided or lessened, and no suffering is better than suffering. And I would also add that suffering is not subjective. It's like, well, the suffering, like in my head, is subjective, but if I take a chainsaw and saw someone's limbs off or something, that's not subjective. I can see their pain, so I can see their suffering, so I wouldn't say that suffering is subjective. And if you go down the path, well, that is subjective, well, every fucking thing is subjective then, like racism, like between a man who is a racist and a man who is not a racist, there's no like objective difference there. Like we cannot objectively say that one of them is a retarded fucktard or something, or we cannot say that between Martin Luther King and a KKK member there is no like real difference in their actions or motivations and so on. I don't think so. Or for example, like women's rights, like keeping women chained to our beds or giving them equal rights, like there's no objective difference there. It's only a matter of preference, and once again, I don't think so. Or what else? Like religion. Like we can't fucking say religion is bad because it's subjective, and I don't buy it. And also people who would make like moral relativism videos, that they would also like bash religion, and I don't get it. If you think it's ultimately there's nothing bad, like then why bother about it? Why argue? Like, I don't get it. And I guess like we could make up a lot of like shady ground arguments in hypothetical situations where it's not like clear whether an action is good or bad, or is no action better than action, and so on. But still, I would go back to the Nazis and I would say that they were objectively in the wrong, and I wouldn't apologize about it. And in evolutionary terms, we needed our morality, because a bunch of people like killing each other, that's not going to work. They're not going to survive. So we may be like we may be smarter than a lion, but we're not stronger than it, and we're not like faster than a tiger or something. So we don't need to work together, and the only way to work together is if we can respect each other. And I guess that's why we have like things like the golden rule popping up pretty much everywhere, because it's just common sense. Like, suffering inflicted upon you sucks, and it's bad. So by extension, that suffering inflicted upon other people is just as bad. So it's a simple equation, I guess. And while we do not have like a mathematical formula to put suffering in at this moment, I think that objective moral systems are quite possible. We just need to recognize that certain paths or certain ways of behaving or ideologies or whatever are better for human happiness than others, and we proceed from this. And I get it why people disagree on this. I watched a shitload of videos. Like how wouldn't I get it? But still, maybe this whole argument boils down to semantics. Like maybe the words are bad or something. I mean I don't fucking know anymore. Like what does objective or subjective means, or maybe the word morals is wrong. Maybe something else should be used. I don't fucking know. But when I was watching these videos, I would often like get the impression that what they're trying to say is like the universe doesn't care about our suffering, so therefore it's subjective. And well, yeah, the universe really doesn't care about our suffering, but we care. So yeah. Also, I was reading a lot of comments in the YouTube section, in the YouTube comment section, and that's not something I do very often. And I would see like in the debates, like someone would say like, well, do you think like the Holocaust was wrong? And they would say like, well, no. Or do you think like suffering is real? And the answer would be like, no, that's your opinion. And really, people, do we have to like debate this? Like really, like I don't get it. So yeah, also like I have seen like moral objectivism, it's like equal to theism and believing in unicorns and witches and fairies and so on, and that's just unfair, I guess. So, but that's life. So I guess that's it. I've been all over the place, I guess, but it is 5 a.m. So fuck it.